gesehen, man.
Sorry guys, make you wait.
Islam, congratulations on a spectacular victory. You were throwing the head kick a fair bit throughout the fight. Is that something that you saw in the game plan that you think you'd be able to stop him with?
Honestly, I think, and my coach told me, you have the good head kick, and I always try to land the kick when I fought. But and on my mind, I always thinking when this kick landed, because I know I kick very well, and for the opponent like Volkanovski, who a little bit short, it's a best plan to land it some kick because when you have short opponent, easy to land, and I just make him made some mistake. I show him low kick, body kick, and change to up, to head kick. This is the plan. This is what we did last couple of months. This is what we did in the lucky round, and very happy.
Yeah, it was beautiful. How good does it feel after the first fight was so close, all the talk about the decision, to come in here and finish him in the first round, no controversy?
Really happy to finish in first round because after, if it's happened in championship round, people start to talk. He's take this fight short notice. He's not ready for championship round. But I'm really happy because I finished all these things in the first round. Well done. All this story with Volkanovski is finished right now.
And I know a lot of people maybe think of you as a grappler first, but to come out here and finish it with a knockout in the first round, do you feel like this proves you are the best fighter in the world right now?
Of course. Some people underestimated my striking, but I show in the first fight I showed the people my striking. And I think now people will respect my striking, and I just show I am not just wrestler, grappler, or striker, and I know I'm a best fighter, best MMA fighter in the world.
And Dana White was in here. He got asked about what should be next for you. He said he likes the idea of Charles Oliveira. He didn't say it was 100%, but he feels like that's the fight that probably needs to be run back. Do you agree that's next?
It's not my job. Then I have to work on this, and I just will sign the contract. Just send me the name. But my opinion, I feel like already I have two opponents. Charles, okay, I will beat Charles. Who is gonna be next? Gagey, he will wait, but I don't think it's a good idea. But it is what it is. If they say Charles, okay. If they say Gage, it will be okay. Doesn't matter. I will be ready.
And obviously, you took no damage in this fight. Do you want to fight again soon? I assume you want to fight before Ramadan.
Yeah, we have to sit with the team, talk about this, and make decision.
Thank you.
Islam, right here. Alex has been very active since your last fight. He fought in July, and he took this fight on short notice. So I'm curious, if you were his coach, what would you want him to do next? Would you want him to slow down? Would you want him to fight in January?
Yeah, he have to. No, January he cannot. He have big cut on his eye, and after this is he miss very good kick. That's why he have to take some rest. 100%. If his team smart, he have to take some couple months rest because this is not like choke him or like body kick. This is a head kick, and like not just coach. He's like doctor. He's doctor, and his team have to make decision.
Before the head kick, how do you think the fight was playing out?
I try to take him down. It's not like 100% I go to the double leg. I just want to like feel. I just want to catch him and feel his power, and you know when we go to the clinch, he used too much power. I take his head, and for moving from there, he used too much power. I feel that, in the clinch, I landed a couple good knees, couple good punch, and this is my plan before the fight. Thinking I will a little bit working with him in the standing, like clinch, something like that, and I've before the fight, we make the plan. We have to kick him a lot because this guy is short. We have to kick him a lot, keep him in the distance because he really good on this. He really good to close distance. To the keeping in distance, you have to use a lot of kicks. I think, my opinion, I did 100% plan what we just prepared for him.
And I know you said you don't pick who you fight, but are there locations you would like to fight? Would you like to fight in Las Vegas? Would you like to fight here again in Abu Dhabi? Would you go to Canada? Like, where would you like to fight?
USA is good for me because I have team there, aka I can prepare to there, and doesn't matter where, of Canada or I don't know. We can make in Australia too, but in Australia they have to change the time. They have to give the fighters the time usually which one they have. That's it.
Last.
Just one more. Just one more. In the cage, in your post-fight interview, you had some very powerful words about kind of world peace and some certain things going on. Why did you feel it was important to use your platform tonight to speak on these things?
First of all, because all my, like last month, all my camp, I watched the video, I watched the story about the situation, what happened in the Palestine and sector Gaza, and make me very sad, because the people in the Palestine or sector Gaza, they don't have nothing. They close them and attack them every day. They not kill some terrorists or some like people. They kill the kids, old people. This is a crazy what happened now in the sector Gaza and Palestine, and just I want to send the message: stand with Palestine, we with you, and that's it.
One more at the front right here. Usman Nurmagomedov obviously had a big win not too long ago at Bellator. If Bellator ceases to exist, and would you like to see Usman in the UFC?
Yeah, I think he's a high level fighter. He's very smart, and he really know his job. He's very good on the striking. How he move, how he control the distance. He's very good, and I think he will be in the top in the UFC. Of course, he not come to take my belt. He will wait, but he's a young, he's a hungry. He can be next.
If he came to the UFC, would that mean you would think about going up to welterweight to leave the lightweight division for him?
Yeah, you know, he have to finish his job in Bellator, and when he come to UFC, he will show our school level because our division in the team very strong. I have Usman, Amro, Sharif, Janko, like many guys who give me hard time in the cage. Sagid, Gadji, like I don't know how many, maybe I forget like many guys, but they all people who give me hard time in the cage. And iron, sharp iron. That's why we have like high level fighter in my division.
Salam alaikum, Islam.
Alexander,
Congratulations on the win.
thank you.
Islam, Dana White has indicated on 2 occasions over this week that he wants to take the UFC to Qatar and to Egypt and also to Saudi Arabia. Knowing that, and we spoke about this in the pre-fight conference, knowing that you have so many fans in all of these countries and across the Middle East and North Africa, even if you're not competing in these events where the UFC is going, would you be looking to participate, to give your fans in all these different countries the UFC is going, an opportunity to meet you and interact with you?
Yeah, I saw the news, and then I say we will make some in Middle East somewhere. But it's like my second home. I know in the Qatar or some other country, like the people waiting for me, or some like not just me, some Muslim fighter, because they're Muslim country. If they make the event there, I just will be happy to fight there, because when arena support you, it's a good energy always.
One more question from me, Islam. In all of those countries, as you indicated, they're waiting for Muslim fighters to come and represent them. In all of these countries, as well as the UAE, there are so many Arab fighters who are doing everything they can to try to get to the UFC level, and you're a big inspiration to them. What words would you give the local fighters here in the UAE and all these Arab and North African countries so that they can reach the level of success that you've reached?
you know they have to training really hard. We training when we was born in the Dagestan. You can come and open some gym. They all full, like kids, very hungry, want to be fighter. Before they all training wrestling, but now it's crazy. They changed to MMA. Everybody want to be MMA fighters. And I think it's new generation is from Dagestan. It's gonna be high level. I think now it's my opinion. Just send the people to our gym, to our Republic Dagestan. Leave them like 5, 6, 1 year. If they want to be champion, if they want to be like high level fighter, they have to spend time there. They have to live in the gym. And or bring here some coaches, some team. Because I told iron, sharp iron. They have to training with some good opponents always.
Thank you, Islam, and congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Isam, over here. Salam. You mentioned how you feel Charles maybe you'll fight anyone, but Charles maybe not a good idea. If that was the fight, would it be hard for you to be motivated, considering like with Volkanovski, first fight was close. Oliveira, you finished in the first fight.
When you have rematch, it's like same. When you exactly same opponent, you training like you did the same camp. Not make you happy. We're training last couple months for the same opponent, and I told the interview like, when they make the interview in Dubai, I told them, hey, I have the same feeling. Last year I was here in the same gym, same team, but when you prepare for some new opponents, it's different, and you become good fighter when you be training for other opponent, because every other opponent have something more, something different. But when you training for same opponent, it's like you stay in one level.
And do you see a rematch with Charles going any different? Do you feel like he would pose something?
It's not gonna be different. I will show him and I will feel him the hard time. He will give up and I will choke him or finish him.
Thank you.
Слава, ассаламу алейкум.
Александр.
Поздравляю с победой.
Спасибо.
Вопрос. Я на пресс-конференции спросил у Александра Волконовски, осознает ли он, что будет драться с другим исламом. А ты, когда с ним дрался, осознавал, что это другой волк? Это волк, который на 10-дневном уведомлении? Или же у него моща такая же, как когда он проходил полный лагерь?
I asked Volkanovski at the press conference on Wednesday whether or not he knows that he's going to be fighting with a different, stronger Islam Makhachev. What about you? When you fought him this time, did you feel like you were fighting a different Volk? Did he have different type of power, or was his power the same as Volk on full training camp?
Пора время уже, пришло время говорить. После первый бой был очень таким конкурентным, и из-за этого я не хотел как это говорить, что это не было там отмазкой, чтобы мне там не приписывали, что я после победы отмазываюсь. В Австралии было очень много всего, что мне не подходило. Мы готовились под Оливейру очень долго, 4 месяца. Потом я вышел с клетки и начал новую подготовку к Волконовскому. Просто организм очень тяжело вывозил этот тренинг. Мы готовились очень тяжело. Я ездил зимой в горах, готовился. Потом я вот сразу поехал в Австралию за 20 дней. Акклиматизация была очень тяжелая. И то, что они сделали, турнир рано утром, я не хочу говорить, сколько там килограммов. Ну, UFC сами мне говорили, сколько я весил и сколько Волконовский весил. Я не смог восстановиться, я не смог себя показать. Я вот пришел на арену, и у меня было чувство, что бой будет тяжелым. Я настраивался тогда на тяжелый бой. Почему? Потому что я не успел просто-напросто восстановиться. А здесь кто-то скажет сейчас, там Волконовский пришел на коротком уведомлении. Но короткое уведомление – это когда ты в 3-м, 4-м, 5-м раунде устаешь. Но здесь не было такой возможности. У него было очень много сил. Когда мы в клинч зацепились, я очень хорошо закинул руки ему на шею, но он своей мощью просто раздавил клинч и соединил захват на корпусе.
You know, to be honest, maybe this is time now that I should say it. I didn't want to say it before, but there was a lot of things in Australia that weren't okay. I wasn't okay with a lot of things. There were a lot of things that didn't go the way that I wanted them to go. And I wasn't comfortable with a lot of things. I just didn't want to make any excuses. I didn't want people to say, oh, he wins, but he's still making excuses. But maybe now is the time to say it. Well, first of all, I was preparing for Oliveira for 4 months. And then right after that, we had to go to Australia. It was really basically went from the cage after fighting Oliveira to prepare right away for Volkanovski. It was pretty hard for me. We had to go to the mountains and train in the mountains. Then we got to Australia finally 20 days before the fight. And the fact that they made the tournament in the morning, that was completely uncomfortable for me. And I don't want to say, about kilograms or pounds or whatever, or who weighed how much, but they were telling me, how much you weighed, how much he weighed, how much I weighed, how much he weighed. So the weight was, different. It's just there wasn't enough time for me to recover the proper way because of the way that they had that fight going so early. And he didn't have that type of thing. He didn't have to worry about it. I felt his power, even though he came in on such a short notice, I felt his power. When we got in the clinch, basically he, with his power, unhooked the clinch because he was so strong. So I didn't feel like he didn't recover back to his power. I felt his power and it was the same.
Слам, еще один вопрос. Ты говорил о том, что хочешь подраться с чемпионом в полусреднем весе. Если ты завоевываешь титул в полусреднем весе, нет ли у тебя ощущения, что действительно нет никакой конкуренции в легком весе с кем драться? И переходить полностью в полусредний, чтобы защищать там пояс?
You said that there's a possibility that you would go up to welterweight and fight for the belt there. Let's say that you do get the belt in welterweight. Then what? Do you just say that there's no competition for you because you're going to go back to lightweight, and who are you going to fight there? Would you say that if you get that second belt, that there's just nobody to fight you?
Знаешь, я так думаю, что в моем весе все уже, как правильно сказать, перебили друг друга, сбитые летчики все. Каждый кого-то выигрывал. У Чарльза поражение, у Гейджа поражение, там опять Паре кого-то выиграет, он станет претендентом, тоже после идет поражение. Какая-то такая неразбериха. Из-за этого, я говорю, надо определить реального контендера здесь. И вот второй пояс меня очень сильно мотивирует, и я чувствую, что там назревает очень сильная конкуренция, и будут громкие бои. Может быть, я там задержусь, если удастся.
To be honest, I think in my weight, there's who else is there to fight in my weight? I mean, everybody in my weight have fought each other kind of, and they all have, wins and losses. What's going to happen? Who's going to fight? Let's say Poirier goes up, he's gonna get a win, he's gonna get a loss. So am I going to fight? I mean, I don't know who else is there, but if I go up to welterweight, I feel like there might be a chance that I'll stick around there for a little while. I think there's going to be good competition there, new fights, new opponents. So we'll see what happens.
Ислам, приветствую. Давид Кучишвили, Станта Спортс. Хотел спросить у тебя по поводу взвешивания. Скажи, вот не кажется ли тебе, что процедура взвешивания в профессионалах, она слегка несовершенна? Вот если, например, посмотреть у любителей, да, там бокс, борьба, все взвешиваются в день боя и, соответственно, выступают примерно со своим весом, гоняя максимум 5 килограммов. А в профессионалах вот это 36 часов, где-то там 24, дает возможность гонять по 20 килограммов, и из-за этого многие бойцы теряют здоровье, и так далее. Вот как ты думаешь, не стоит ли это перенять от любителей? И если бы это было бы, вот если бы пришлось выступать вот так, когда ты взвешиваешься в день боя, в каком весе ты бы выступал?
Question for you about the weigh-ins and the weight cutting process. Don't you think that in pros it's a little bit of a faulty process because you get to cut 20 kgs or whatever how many kgs you go down, you do it 36 hours or 30 hours, 24 hours before the fight, and then people kind of lose a lot of strength because they cut so much weight. Whether in amateurs or in boxing, they weigh in the day of the fight, and so probably they're just cutting about 5 kgs or something like that, and they pretty much come out at the weight that they walk around. So do you think that there's a way that the pros can borrow that from the amateurs and from boxing, that there's not that much weight being cut?
Ну, наверное, я бы не смог в 70 полноценно себя чувствовать, потому что я это уже ощутил. И перешел бы, поменял бы весовую категорию. Ну, если даже поменяют время, там, день взвешивания, по-любому будут те же люди, кто гоняет. Ну, я 99% я бы поменял бы весовую и перешел бы на более большой вес. Потому что на 70 килограмм, посмотрите, вот, не знаю, возьмите любого из топов, из топ-10, покажите мне, кто вес не гоняет, кто там меньше меня или, я не знаю. Все они огромные. Я вот с Гейджи только что пересекался, он огромный в межсезонье. Все они большие. Ну, и, не знаю, что-то можно было придумать, чтобы поменять. Или, может, весовые поменять, не знаю.
I don't think that I would feel comfortable at 70 kgs. I would probably just move up because I don't think I would have my full potential at that weight. I would just have to go up. But if you look at the entire division, who doesn't cut weight? I mean, like if you look at all of the guys, I just saw Gagey back there. He looks huge. Most of the guys are cutting a whole bunch of weight. So I don't know if that would be for me. I think I would just have to move up to a higher weight.
Ислам, поздравляю тебя с уверенной победой. Хочется спросить, сегодня не было в углу Хабиба Нурмагомедова, но было ли уже от него какое-то сообщение? Может, он тебе позвонил по фейстайму, может быть, написал смс?
Да, я только когда телефон оторвался, он мне писал, сейчас тоже переписывались. Конечно, очень рад. Я знаю, он очень хотел бы даже быть здесь и вместе с нами и находиться все это время. Ну, просто Хабиб человек слова. И в любом случае большая, огромная благодарность, что он был на моем тренировочном кемпе, что он целый месяц с нами здесь тренировался и помогал мне готовиться.
The question was, congratulations with the victory, and Habib wasn't here today. Would you think it would be nice to have him there? And have you heard from him? And has he said anything? He sent you a message yet? And the answer is yes. The second I got my phone, I had a message from Habib, and just now we're also texting to each other. And he's a man of his word. He said he's not going to be here. He's not going to be here. But I'm really thankful to him that he was here. He was here for an entire month. He was training with us, so that already means a lot to me.
Ислам, а если не секрет, как вот выглядела переписка? Он написал там «Вау» или наоборот как-то очень спокойно сказал просто «Поздравляю тебя с победой».
Islam, if it's not a secret, what did he say to you? Was it like wow, or did he just say something like congratulations on the victory?
Но мы еще долго не успели попереписываться. Он написал, что за ты бомба, альхамдулилля, младший, оформил четко. Вот все его сообщения.
We didn't have too much time to text each other, but he said you're the bomb and you're great. Congratulations, little one, and what последнее что было?
Красавчик.
Good job and alhamdulillah.
После боя ты подошел к Алексу, обнял его и что-то стал ему говорить. Тоже расскажи, что.
Я выразил свое уважение этому человеку. Честно, я уже говорил, много же людей могли поменяться в конце. Там много людей хотели этого шанса. Там Парье выражал согласие, там Гамрат был наготове. Но это же не то же самое, как с Волконовским. Волконовский принял на коротком давлении, приехал сюда, интерес к бою не потерялся, наоборот, где-то даже больше, может, было в какой-то момент. Выразил ему благодарность, ему, его там тренерам. Конечно, хорошо, я-то рад так закончить бой, но желаю ему здоровья. Это такие поражения точно к хорошему не приводят.
You were talking to Alexander Volkanovski in the cage after the fight. What did you tell him? and I said to him that I paid my respects. I gave him my thanks. I mean, there's other guys that were an option, whether it was Gamrot or whether it was Poirier. But if you think about them, it's a different level. Volkanovski is a whole different level. He took the fight up short notice. He came out. The fight wasn't bad. The fight wasn't lost, and if anything, the fight was even better. So, I said thank you to him. I said thank you to his coaches. He's a real warrior. He's a man of his word, and thanked him and showed him my respect.
И заключительный от меня вопрос. Вот в прошлый раз ты дрался в Австралии, когда все трибуны были против тебя, а в этот раз ты дрался в Абу-Даби, когда все трибуны были за тебя и против твоего соперника. А что больше мотивирует и где проще драться?
Last time you fought in Australia, everybody was against you. This time you're fighting in Abu Dhabi, and the entire arena is for you. Can you tell us what motivates you more, whether it's the boos or the cheers, and where is it easier to fight?
Проще драться, не знаю, в Москве, наверное, или в Санкт-Петербурге, когда были турниры. Потренировался дома, сделал кэмп дома, приехал, подрался. Там кто-то пишет в Абу-Даби постоянно. В Абу-Даби, потому что руководство UFC хочет, потому что фанаты хотят именно, чтобы я здесь дрался. Из-за этого меня и сюда ставят постоянно. И мне тоже это очень удобно, потому что не так далеко от моего дома, там нету часовых поясов особо разных, только 1 час разница. Когда вся арена тебя поддерживает, когда все на твоей стороне, это не только на бойце сказывается, это, во-первых, сказывается на судьях, потому что каждый твой удар, который даже мимо прошел, вся публика там реагирует, и я думаю, это дает какой-то эффект на судьях тоже. И это было в Австралии. Там я смотрю повтор, каждый удар, который там мимо лица прошел, там такие крики, что даже сам думаешь, я что, пропустил, что ли, в этот момент.
I mean, the easiest way would probably to fight in Moscow and St. Petersburg because you do the whole camp at home. You just fly over and you do the fight over there. But of course, it's great to fight somewhere where the entire arena is cheering for you. This is not too bad for me as well. This is not too far away from me. When it comes to jet lag or acclimatization, it's not hard because there's only 1 hour time difference. So, of course, it was great over here. And I think when the entire arena is roaring for you, it obviously motivates you. But also, I think, affects the judges because any punch that you throw, every fan goes crazy, whether you just whisked by his head or whatever, but people go crazy. And there was the same thing in Australia, I think. He was throwing some things, and every time he threw something out, the entire crowd was reacting. And I was even doubting myself. I was saying, did I miss a punch or something? Why is everyone going crazy like that? So I'm pretty sure it has an effect on you.
Спасибо. Приветствую. С победой. Вот один из самых удивительных эпизодов в этом бою был, когда у Волкановски хватило мощи и техники тебя, когда ты его прижимал к сетке, перевернуть, получается. А вот почему так получилось, как ты себе объясняешь в этом моменте? И уверен ли ты, что тебе хватит мощи для 77 килограммов?
One of the very interesting parts that happened in the fight was when you pushed Volkanovski up against the cage, he actually had enough power to turn you around and kind of take control of that. So what did you think about that? And second of all, do you think that you have enough strength to actually fight in welterweight with other guys being that much bigger?
Ты знаешь, у Волкановского достаточно мощи. Я думаю, он самый мощный в своем дивизионе, он самый мощный парень. Но это был как бы мой план. Зацепиться, когда он меня развернул, я в клинче, в любом положении клинч для меня был выгоден в этом бою, потому что он ниже меня. Даже в этом клинче можете посмотреть, сколько я колен хорошо приземлил ему, сколько я там ударов попал. Я в этом положении очень себя хорошо чувствую, что там, не знаю, меня перевести тяжело будет в этом положении. Я там стоял уверенно на ногах. Я висел на его руках, просто прочувствовал его немного. Это как один из планов на бой. Я вышел, сделал проход ноги, но он не был взрывным проходом ноги. Я просто аккуратно оттуда перешел в корпус. Был план, чтобы зацепиться, чуть почувствовать, размягчить его и потом уже начинать работать. Насчет перехода в другую весовую категорию мощи, мы добавим качку, мы добавим веса, и мощь прибавится.
Yeah, to be honest, I think that Volkanovski is the most powerful guy in his division. He has to be the strongest, the most powerful guy in his division. And when it came to him turning me around in the cage, that wasn't a problem to me because in any position, in the clinch, I have an advantage of him because he's a little bit shorter than me. So, felt very comfortable. Look at how many knees I landed. Look at how many punches I landed in the clinch. I was kind of hanging on him because I was able to kind of lean over on him. So that was the whole game plan, to kind of feel him out, clinch him, see what we can do from there. And I did go for a takedown, but it wasn't like a full-on committed double leg. It was more of like just to show him that, and then go to the body after that, because I felt like I had advantage in all the positions.
И если можно, последний вопрос от меня. Вот ты уже вышел на тот уровень доходов, когда ты там вполне себе самодостаточный, ты сейчас много зарабатываешь, и у каждого человека там было 4 года назад, например, не зарабатывал столько, но о чем-то мечтал, там что-то хотел купить. У кого-то это дом родителям, у кого-то что-то себе. А что, например, там, если брать последний год, вот какую бы ты самую такую значительную свою покупку выделил? Для кого?
You're finally in the place in your career where you're making really great money. So, maybe if we go about 4 years ago, you were thinking about finally making this money. Every fighter has a dream of getting something. Maybe it's something for his parents, or maybe it's something for the family. What about you? If we take the last year, was there anything significant, something specific that you would like to mention that you were able to acquire?
Но эту планку я уже давно перепрыгнул. У меня была мечта, что мой отец и моя мать, которые всю жизнь работали, отец был водителем, мама работала в кафе, каждый день с 6 утра до поздней ночи они работали ради того, чтобы я с братом ни в чем не нуждался. Вот я это хотел поменять в своей жизни с самого начала, чтобы мои родители не нуждались, чтобы они просто могли хотя бы отдыхать за все это время, сколько они работали ради нас. И этот барьер я перепрыгнул, хвала Всевышнему. А больше у меня таких целей, там что-то приобрести или чего-то нету. Просто хвала Всевышнему, ни в чем не нуждаюсь. Есть дом, машина, семья. И самое главное, счастье не в деньгах. Не все богатые люди счастливые, это 100%.
To be honest, there was a goal that I've achieved quite a little bit of time ago. My goal was to help my parents out. My parents have worked their entire life. As long as I can remember, my father was a driver and my mother was a waitress. They worked from 6 o'clock in the morning all the way up until the night. And they worked to make sure that me and my brother never longed for anything, that we're able to do what we want, so we have a good life. And so my goal was to achieve that, to make sure that they can finally get the rest, to kind of, for all those years that they worked, to just rest and not have to work anymore. And so that's what I did. This is something that I achieved a little while ago. And to be honest, thank God for everything, because I don't need anything in my life. I have a house, I have a car, I have a wonderful family. So, everything's great, everything thanks to God. And, it's not like I want to buy something, or if I need something specific, I don't long for anything, to be honest. And to be honest, it's not about the money. A lot of the people that are rich, they're not happy. Don't think that just because you have money, you're going to be happy. It's not about that.
Ислам, приветствую. Вадим Тихомиров, Матч ТВ. Поздравляю тебя с победой. Видно, что ты уже выглядишь уставшим и чуть-чуть это все утомило. И вот как раз про это вопрос. Можешь ли ты себе представить, когда ты в следующий раз попадешь в зал, и вот как выглядит твоя первая тренировка после боя? То есть когда она будет и что это будет?
Чуть нога побаливает, честно говоря. И сейчас сижу все сильнее и сильнее. Не знаю, когда в зал попойду. Но долгих перерывов не будет и никогда не было. Приду, первая тренировка регби, побороться с кем-нибудь.
You look a little bit tired. Obviously, you've been asked a lot of questions. So can you let us know when you're thinking about coming back to the gym? And when you do, what do you think your first training session will look like? And the answer is, I'm not sure when I'm going to get back, just because as long as I'm sitting here, my leg is hurting more and more. I can feel it. So, I'm have to figure out what that is. And then once I make it back to the gym, it's going to be, business as usual. First practice is going to be rugby and, maybe some wrestling. And then, we'll go from there.
Thank you, guys. You did the hardest job in this game. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.